he picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
Hello.
It's Franky and Mexi, and this is Think Tank.
Hi guys. Bring in the jury. How's everybody doing?
That was a long, bloody day with trial.
Yeah.
They went, oh no, it was my dogs. It was over 8 hours. It was over 8 hours, and I don't think they gave that jury a lunch.
And they started on time, right?
They sure did, yeah. Yeah. I thought, okay, they're going to end up just having like a shorter day.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Friday or something.
Yeah, like, and then they ended up like going. And I'm thinking, those people, if there's a cigarette smoker in there, if anyone has to, right, Dandy, boom. Today's trial was informative and torturous. So I do have an update on those little eagles, those baby eagles. So my bad. I wasn't watching the page. So I just got to watch the little buggers sit there and look like they were freezing all day. And, yeah, we're fine. Their mom was there most of the time. I'm like, oh my God. Even after stream, I went over there and I just watched them and I'm like, okay, Mom, come on, Dad. What, come on. Yeah. So I literally, oh my dog. I literally messaged them and it was like, what's going on? Is that normal?
You're like, send fire and rescue emergency.
That's what I'm looking at it and I see, okay, they've attached a wire on that back tree and I'm like, okay, if those little birds are by themselves, someone will go help them.
That's funny.
I was trying to convince myself that, yeah, if they've been abandoned, someone will help them. So, yeah, at least we know that. Right?
If wildlife rescue.
Yeah, if they had been that long, I was literally calling them negligent parents. I'm like,
that's hilarious. I'm writing a letter to the congressman. You all shut down, all of y'all.
Oh, y'all. Then I lost. I ran out of batteries on my ear things, my earbuds. And they're not even close to being recharged. That was a rough day. Yeah. But yeah, we learned a lot today, didn't we, Dandy? There was a lot of time spent on those phone text messages. And if a person only knew how much they can get from a phone. Did you know, Mexi, all that stuff?
Yeah, it's like a little computer in your hand.
It literally, like, it will tell you how many steps they made. when Paul's phone, how did they do that? They were looking for Paul at a certain time. Oh my word. And they were able to narrow it down to the street and the color of the roof. Literally. So I don't know how, if they were looking at past data. I don't know how they got that. Can you remember, Dandy? But yeah, they literally said, I've got it in my notes, that they were able to track.
He probably constantly has his like location services on or something.
Well, and all the apps, right?
Yeah.
Like he was on
constantly sending like a kind of like it's pinging off something to bring data back. So they'll, yeah.
But who would have known that they could have like literally gotten it down to 2 buildings with a red roof? That blew me away. And how many steps that a person has made, and that if it's in a moving vehicle, then it doesn't time.
Did you say that they were looking for Paul?
I think that's, I mean,
or they were looking to track Alex's movements, probably.
I think they said it was Paul's. But let me look back.
I think they made a description of each one of their phones like that, like how you're describing about steps and stuff. Though
they did. I was busy writing.
Because I feel like when I would mute and come back, I'd be like, "Did I already hear this?" Like one part.
Oh, all day it was how many steps that they made and where things were, and like all day on each of them. And the footsteps that I found interesting was actually Alex's.
Mm-hmm.
Because like short little steps all over the place, short little steps. And then he's muted. Let me see here. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this could take me forever. Yeah, Alex's phone, like all over the place. Text. Yeah, and then the gap on his. Oh, and he was deleting his calls too.
Well, they also didn't take his phone until 3 months later. What was that about?
He wasn't charged yet. Yeah, do you know what? I will do that. I'm going to bring that up right now, actually. Hang on here. Do. Okay, here we go. Thanks to Maxi Texi, our boss. So check this out, guys.
Get it. Quit, Cash. Quit. It's okay. Come here. It's not that bad. Come here, Cash.
Okay, so while we're doing this, I just heard what they would say was Alec in the background, just say something to Paul. But listen, and you will hear very distinctly that third voice that is being identified as Alex's.
Shit. Post it. Get it.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth.
Bubba. Hey, Bubba.
It's a guinea.
This is a chicken.
Come here, Bubba.
Come here, Cash.
Come here, Bubba.
Cash. Quit.
Remembering he was either supposedly sleeping or at his mother's at this time. Okay, I want to do that again. But let's see here. I'm going to do it this way. Here we go again, guys.
Get it. Get that. Quit, Cash. Quit. It's okay. Come here. It's not that bad. Come here, Kish. Shit. Come here. Post it. Cat.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth.
Hey, Bubba.
Okay, so that's the sound of what Alec Murdaugh by this, what they're saying. Let's do that again.
Hey, Bubba.
It's a guinea.
This is a chicken.
Come here, Mama.
Come here, Cash.
Come here, Mama.
Cash. Quit.
Oh, he was spraying something. I wonder if it was for bugs or something along those lines.
And they did prove that this video was supposed to be kind of like attached to like a series of texts, right, that he was having with his friend.
Yeah, there had been texts all the way through. Like he was very, very busy on social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of that stuff today, so I just want to make sure, like, so that's what they were trying. That Snapchat video is like a piece of a conversation that was being had, also via text, right? Okay.
Well, yeah,
because that's his buddy's dog or something, or he was texting his buddy about it.
And the dog's name's Buddy.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the dog's name's Buddy. Yeah, and it looked like they were like cleaning him.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't too sure what was going up with all the water, but it does look like they were kind of cleaning the animals up as well, which makes sense. I mean, they've got the spot for it. That's what it's probably for a lot of, pretty much all the animals' care, I would think.
And then he stops conversating immediately after that video.
Yep. Let me see here. Get these notes out again. So let's see here. If I can find a spot that doesn't say 140 steps at blah, blah, blah. Okay, whose phone are we looking at here? So Paul's video, there's 3 voices. Maggie says something about the chicken at about 8:44, 8:45. Doesn't look like all the time that they were together that Paul and Maggie were side by side, but they were close. FBI was researching Alex's truck data. Many texts between Alex and Maggie that day, 8:49, end of time screen locked. Mm-hmm. He had been talking to a girl. He had been talking to.
I missed all of that. I kept, when I would come back and unmute, I would catch like little pieces. I was
a little bit, right?
I was like, what are they talking about? What movies? Like stuff that, yeah. So what? Can you tell me? Give me the gossip.
Randall Kimball. Okay, 8:29. She sends a message saying, "You didn't send me any movie suggestions." And then outgoing back to her, it says, haha, I didn't have a good one. 8:29, text out to Megan and says, I don't understand that. Incoming from Megan that said, bro, and it was red. Outgoing to Megan saying, haha, kidding. Outgoing. He suggested to her A Star is Born, the movie. 8:48. She says, I need something happy. And that was red. 8:48. She sent him another one that says, don't like watching sad movies. And that was basically where it stopped. And then at 10:34, his phone went dead. The battery died. So 8:48 was the last time that there was something that was read or seen by Paul. And when was that video? Let's see here. (8:44 to 8:45 is when that video was made.
Mm-hmm.
And his last one he sent was, I do believe, right around 8:30.
Well, it definitely doesn't make any sense because Alex himself says several times that he didn't leave the property till about 9-ish, 9:08 was when he sent a text message to Maggie. Like,
Yep.
So unless you recorded that video and you immediately just like sprinted out of the property,
yeah,
and your family just so happened to get shot,
yeah.
I don't know.
And let's see here, and this is right around the same time that Alex's phone goes off grid for an hour. 9:06.
So when did he? So either he lied about making those calls in between that time, because didn't he supposedly say he made like 6 calls or something from like the trip back from his parents to his house?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of those calls down.
Didn't they say they were deleted? Like they were on Maggie's phone, like the calls to her, but like not on his.
Some were absolutely deleted. Let me see. Let me find that spot. Okay, his battery died. Paul's phone collects more data. Snapchat. 10:34. 8:49. His phone was at 2%. Paul's phone. Incoming. Call from Rogan. Paul. Alex phone. So his phone was off 8:09 to 9:02. And they've got before that a whole bunch of like, I'll give you an example. I won't make you listen to them and all, like to all of them. It's like, okay, 47 steps between 7:28 and 7:37. 270 steps between 7:55 and 8:05. 29 steps between 7:41 and 7:48.
Wait, can you go back? So like how many did you say 200 and some steps between
7:55 and 8:05?
That's a lot of steps in comparison to the other intervals of that's a lot of steps.
Then we've got a gap from 8:09 to 9:02. And at 9:02 to 9:06, he did 283 steps. So before and after, he was, and
James.
right? Hello, James and Perry and Dandy. Everybody.
I sent you a link that
I love links.
I think would be.
I'll check that out. All that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can go through the pictures too of these texts.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, look, and let's do it. Let's go for it. You have to share it.
Okay, come on. Oh, don't fail me now, computer. It says, I'm tired. You had me working all day, woman. Huh. Okay, so haunting. So, Franky Murdaugh's haunting final text messages are revealed as prosecution data will prove. Alex Murdaugh was at the murder scene minutes before his son's mobile went silent forever. Okay, just let me close up my stuff here. That's going to be way more pleasant for me. Oh, I got this paper clipped and that paper clipped, and my little book's starting to look a little sticky. Okay, am I making that sound?
I don't know why the sentence when someone says the phone locked and went silent forever. It's so haunting. Because, like, when you think about kids, like, these days, like, their phones are never dead or silent or...
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Paul and Meg Murdaugh's haunting final text messages sent just minutes before they went silent forever has been revealed in court. The state says Paul took 844, will place Murdaugh 54 at the murder scene despite the defendant's claim he was only there after they were unalived. This is so true. Maggie 52 and Paul 22 were both unalived at the kennels of the family's hunting estate in South Carolina, Low Country on the night of June 7th, 2001. Okay, so this is, you remember Paul's friend came on today, so it's looking like this might be them. Okay. I'm not quite sure. I can't read that out. See if you can get a good picture of it. It's Marianne wants to send it to a girl. The vet says to sit and stay and shouldn't move around much. Yo. Call me ASAP. So what are these? Receive Barrett Irvin, send me a pina colada. Okay, what? I know, understand. I'm not gonna, I'll I'll do it this way. So Paul called his friend Rogan Gibson from the kennels at 8:44. The pair were discussing Gibson's dog, which Paul was looking after. That explains what he was doing. So on the night of the unalivings, Alex Murdaugh, 54, is accused of shooting his wife, Maggie, 52, and younger son, Paul, 22, at the family's hunting estate in Islington, South Carolina, on the night of June 7th, 2021. Here are key events in the timeline laid out by the prosecutors. 7:56, Paul sent a Snapchat video to a friend showing the 22-year-old riding around the estate with his father. At 8:15 p.m., Murdaugh's wife, Maggie, arrived home and the trio ate dinner together. Autopsies showed similar stomach content. About 8:30 p.m., Paul's phone starts moving towards the kennels. Then at 8:44, a second video taken by Paul at the kennels, soon to become an unaliving scene, allegedly proves that Maggie, Paul, and Alex were together. I would say it did. At 8:49 p.m., the prosecution says Paul's phone locked down and went silent, never to send another text or make another call. Between 9 p.m. and 9:30, Paul and Maggie both alive, according to the coroner. At 9:06 p.m., Murdaugh car is fired up. The alleged unaliver he went to go visit his mother, who is in the late stages of Alzheimer's disease, and Alameda is only about 15 minutes drive. I was wondering that. 10:07, Murdaugh called 911, claiming he had arrived home to find his wife and son unalived. 5 minutes later, 9, Gibson messaged Paul so you can get a good picture of it. Marion wants to send it to a girl we know that's a vet. Get him to sit and stay around too much. That message went unanswered. Okay, this is something totally different. Gibson tried calling Paul 5 times between 9:10 and 10:08. At 9:34, Gibson sent a message to Paul's mother, Maggie, saying to Paul to call me, but she did not respond. Okay, I don't know where I was thinking he was a girl.
Gibson?
Yeah, I kept thinking. I don't know.
Gibson? I mean, his name's Rogan. I mean, that's it's a unisex name, Rogan.
Okay. So 8:49. Let's see here. Okay, at 9:34 p.m., Gibson sent a message to Paul's mother, Maggie, saying, tell Paul to call me, but she didn't respond. He sent a final follow-up text to Paul at 9:58, which simply said, yo. 8:49 p.m., Maggie received a text from Alex's sister as part of a group chat about the family patriarch, Randolph III's failing health. That message was marked as read on Maggie's iPhone. A text at 9:08 from Alex to Maggie was never read at 9:47. Alex texted her saying, call me, babe. After Maggie's iPhone locked and went silent forever, sensors on the phone picked up movement. It recorded 59 steps from 8:53 p.m. to 8:55 p.m. Lieutenant Britt Dove, who assessed the phone call, told jurors Tuesday how the phone orientation changed at 8:53, waking the screen and activating its camera for Face ID. Dove told jurors that based on this evidence, it appeared someone who was not Maggie picked up the phone. The camera activated, scanned their faces, but the phone would not unlock.
See, that's what okay, that was my question during the chat. So I was like, does that mean that someone picked it up and okay, and then the question here is answered. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So it does change the orientation, like. So are they trying to that doesn't mean she was using her phone like right before that, does it? It just means that
it's just basically somebody picked up the phone and
it's the phone turned on, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it just made that landscape to portrait, and then the phone was put down. And it explains, once we get going here, I do believe it will explain, maybe why he said something about messing with Paul's phone for some reason, because his prints would be on it.
But were his prints on it?
I don't know as of yet. I'm just thinking that would be an excuse for him. Possibly.
But he admits picking it up is the thing. So like if his prints aren't on it, it's really weird.
That would be weird. Yeah. I was just, when he says I picked it up and I kind of did this and then I put it down, I was going to do something and then I put it down. It just seemed like a really weird thing to throw out.
Yeah, well, he also said something like, I picked it up and real quick and I thought, oh, I better not. I don't know. And I just put it down. I was like, what do you mean you better not? Like, what were you planning on doing? Calling 911? Because you can on
Yeah,
on an iPhone.
yeah. And then he put the phone on his back. He put
Yeah.
the phone on his back.
Yeah.
But weird. So let's see here. Maggie's phone orientation shifted. This is where we find out 906 indicated that it was held in someone's hand. 2 seconds later, the phone gets an incoming call from Murdaugh. Murdaugh claims that the last time he's seen his wife and son was when they had had supper together at 8:15. Oh no, Jazzy. Oh my God. So yeah, he put the phone on his back. Right, Perry? Like, what the hell? So 2 seconds later, and he claimed to see his wife at dinner. He said he fell asleep in front of the TV while Maggie and Paul went down to the kennels. The alleged killer said he tried calling Maggie before going to visit his mom, who was in the late stages of Alzheimer's disease. Call logs show Murdaugh tried ringing Maggie 3 times between 9:04 p.m. and 9:06 p.m. She did not pick up. So what's the hurry? That's pretty odd.
Well, I mean, if he was right there at the house and he knew where she was at the kennels, why didn't he just drive up there and be like, hey?
Right? Yeah.
Like he's avoiding that area completely, like, because he knows, because he did it, you know. He's just trying to avoid putting himself there at a certain time at this point.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Says he fired up the Chevrolet Suburban and at 9:06, and he texted Maggie that he would be right back and was going to check on his mother, who lives about 15 minutes away. So he messaged, or sorry, I guess it would be call. And yeah, like you said, why wouldn't he have just gone there before he left if he was that worried? Murdaugh called his wife twice more, apparently on his way back home at 9:45 and 10:03. She did not answer. Waters told jurors last week, it is up to you to decide whether he is trying to create an alibi. Well, I think that's a really good possibility. Murdaugh claims that he arrived back at the house. He found Maggie and Paul unalived at the kennels. He called 911 at 10:07. However, the prosecution alleged that Murdaugh was with Maggie and Paul at the kennels. Yes. So let me see here. A totally different person this time. Okay. He's not quite as cocky, is he? And here he was not wearing a suit, not wearing his duds, hiding his bracelets. So here's the red roof that they were talking about. So, Mexi, have you come across anything that would show how he could pull up in the dark and see both of their bodies?
I mean, like, what do you mean other than the aerial view? Like, it would be the way that little piece right there is, like, he could pull up from either one of those directions and see them. Unless he came in from the back, he would have to come all the way forward, like, and around.
Okay, so they were visible, you think, by
Yeah, I mean, not from like the house, but as soon as he came into that little area, he would have seen them
okay,
laying out.
okay. Yeah, and here's that view. The house. So, and again, why was his car way the hell out there? Do you remember that? Was that a weird spot, do you think, to have his vehicle?
The only thing I can like, if that's actually where it was, the only thing I can think of is the fact that they told him to like flash his lights.
Yeah.
And that would be an area where you could sit at where you could flash your lights and see from both entrances of the property.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
I didn't hear him move the vehicle.
yeah. Although it does say at 9:06 p.m., Murdaugh's car is fired up.
Yes.
The alleged killer said he went to go visit his mother. Yeah. But so, I mean, did they hear that? They actually heard that in the audio or something? Or do they know that it was fired up because of the black box?
Yeah, that could be because they did take all that, right? Okay. So this is where, remember those legs? Have those legs ever been
No.
yet?
I don't think so.
Like, what the hell? Because they did bring it up in court one day, but they never gave an explanation as to whose legs they were. Like, why the hell would you be way that? We just had a pretty good view as to what the, and I'm sorry, her flip-flops don't jive with me either. They can say what they want. You don't go into a sloppy place. Like you would not, I mean, you wouldn't walk there. I mean, maybe in around there with the water, but someone got her there, and I haven't heard of Buster's vehicle, or sorry, Buster. I haven't heard of Paul's vehicle being there. I haven't heard of any of her vehicles. I haven't heard about, a quad or a golf cart. So I'm not sure quite how they got there yet.
Here, I'm going to send you. It's a 12-second video. It's the drone footage that they released.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'll go pop over. Do, 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 do. Okay. Let's take a peek.
Next morning on June 8th, 2021, and you saw you had some missed calls. Is that right?
That's correct.
That's not it.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as.
Hey, what is that? What is that you just picked up?
That's not what I was supposed to get. There we are. And you guys can't see that, right? Let's try that again. I have no idea what happened.
One.
You're still getting the same thing. Oh, there it goes. Nice.
That's a big area. Let's see this again. Just trying to see where that cross, like there's that cutoff that they show at one point, like a little, almost like a path that would go through that property. I didn't see it there. Hey, you two. Let's see here. Okay. This is where Maggie was. So yeah, she was definitely visible.
Yeah, that would have been right in front of the structure.
Do you remember this part here? This was something else.
When Paul's phone came out, did you just pick it up and put it on, place it back down on him, or?
Yeah, I did not try to open it or anything. I don't know how I had in my mind that I needed to not mess anything up. I had that, you know, somehow I had that presence of mind that I needed to not mess anything up. And so I tried not to.
And you definitely saw a traumatic picture, and I know it's not hard, or not easy. I know it's hard. And sitting there talking today is tough.
It's just so bad. I did it so bad.
So what does he say? I did him so bad? Is that what do you guys think?
I need to listen to that with headphones on. But the guy, I mean, he testified that he heard what he heard, that chief dude, but that's his, personal.
Yeah, and they do this in a few different speeds to see what you think. Okay.
And sitting there talking today is tough.
It's just so bad. I did it so bad.
You asked the defendant about a traumatic picture that he saw of Paul and Maggie. What did he say?
It's just so bad. I did him so bad.
I did him so bad.
Yes, sir.
I did not say that. Whatever.
He's such a good boy, too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But the little things that we've got.
I understand.
Is necessary so that we can get a little better picture as to what may have happened.
Well, I just thank y'all for everything.
Yeah.
Just a die of pain.
No.
No, thank you. I'm good, thanks.
So it says here that they were one of the most prominent families in South Carolina's Low Country, along with the state's coastline. They've also been linked to a series of mysterious unaliving deaths, including one of a 19-year-old openly gay nursing student, Stephen Smith. Very interesting. Buster. This is Buster. And let me see here. This is Alex's brother, John Marvin, and his wife, Liz. So this is what they were talking about with the dog, talking about helping him out with his ailments. Call me ASAP. Not sure if that's what that's about. And that's, of course, him coming to court. the red roof that they speak about. And that's that. As far as the gallery goes. So at 8:44, there is a video taken by Paul in which witnesses identify Paul's voice, Maggie's voice, and Alex's voice. It says that Walters told jurors last week the evidence will show that he was there. He was at the scene with the two victims. Well, I think they may have done that. More than that, just over 3 minutes later at 8:49 and 1 second, Paul's phone locks forever. Never reads another text, never sends another text, and doesn't ever answer calls ever again. 3 minutes after that video has the defendant at the scene with the two victims. Paul's cell phone goes silent. Coroner estimates that Paul and Maggie both died between 9 and 9:30 p.m. Says here that this town is about 50 miles west of Charleston. So this is Buster. This is his sister. And for
I thought that was his girlfriend.
this here,
The girl sitting right with the black jacket, that long one.
no, above. Oh, that could, yeah, his girlfriend down there.
Yeah.
Above, there's
Oh,
Buster.
like Alex's
Right there.
sister.
Yeah. Yeah. So prosecutors have said Murdaugh allowed to generate sympathy and distract from his crime. He's adamantly insisted from the moment that he found the bodies of his wife and youngest son that he was not the guilty. Oh my God. Prosecutors say that Murdaugh lured his wife and son to their 1,700-acre hunting lodge and unalived them. The state also claims that his life was spiraling out of control amid and pled not guilty in June, and trial is expected to include wide allegations of dark family secrets and excess. So yeah, on there it said 3 days after the killings, Murdaugh was asked about the traumatic picture he encountered when finding Maggie Paul. Reminders on the video in which Murdaugh can be heard saying, "It's just so bad, I did him so bad." Prosecutor Waters paused the video to ask Special Agent Jeff Croft to clarify what Murdaugh said. Croft repeated, "It's bad, it's just so bad, I did him so bad." But Murdaugh shook his head defiantly in court as he reacted to Croft's interpretation of the video and says to his lawyer, "I did not say that." And then they talk about Paul's boat accident for a little while, and the first cop about arriving at the scene and finding Mallory Beach. It will go fairly deep into some of these other cases that are going on around him. I better do this.
They have to be tied because that's the whole reason this Stephen Smith investigation was reopened, was because of things they had discovered during their investigation of the double murders.
Yeah. I can hear me. Hello?
You're not
Echo
echoing.
No, echo gone. Echo gone. Yeah, so it's been crazy. Like today, I was just like, oh my God, are you guys ever going to stop today? I was, like I said, feeling so bad for those jurors. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, not until the end.
I'd be okay. Like, I'd be okay sitting around like that if I could fidget around, you know? Like, you need, I need some walking space like Poot gets. Like, I need to walk around. I need some snacks. I need to,
Yeah.
I think on my feet. I don't like just sitting there listening to, I'd fall asleep just sitting in that chair.
Oh my word. It's a long damn day. And I thought if there's someone that smokes cigarettes on that jury, or if there, it doesn't matter. It just anything.
And vaping on the down low, just
Right. Pretty sure that's what Chong does, or Chi Boy there does. Damn. Yeah, it was quite the day. Quite the day. I hope they give them a break tomorrow. Like, what the hell? $10 an hour they get? It's like,
Is
what?
it?
That's what I was told today. Yes. Unless you're government, you get $50 a day.
What? That's not fair.
Isn't that something?
That's not fair because like most people like work hourly and they don't get like PTO and stuff like that. Like people that work government, like they can just get paid time off, so they could be getting paid for their work. Like,
yeah,
that's not fair.
I know. Isn't that something? Yeah, and I mean $10 an hour. Like, what are you going to do with that? $60.
Right. Nothing. You do a damn thing. You ain't paying your bills. You're not like,
oh, no doubt.
Contributing. Like you ain't doing shit.
Oh. Yeah, and the thing is it's not like you get options.
I was gonna say, I wonder if they would like, if I ever got picked for jury duty, I'd be like, can I just do this via Zoom?
Right.
I promise I'll watch.
Yeah, no doubt. This is how they get people to not vote. Threaten them with jury duty. Oh, what's that? I'd say I know the defendant and dismissed. Yeah, unreal. And something else I'm curious about. Okay, I hope it doesn't happen, but let's say he gets off on this. Doesn't he have something like 100 financial charges?
Oh, yeah. He's going to go to jail for, like, he's going to go to prison for something.
Do you think
like something?
Wouldn't he? Is there any way he can wiggle himself out of those? Like,
no, I mean, he could possibly maybe get out of like the most extreme ones. If they're really saying that the government in South Carolina is corrupt, like they say that it is,
yeah,
then I could see him maybe getting off for like serious stuff, but they would have to give him something because they can't just
right.
It's a yeah, but I don't think he's gonna go to prison for a long time.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So something we have talked about for a while, and I would like to is Bryan Kohberger. Like, what the hell's going on over there?
I don't know. What is going on with Bryan Kohberger?
Well,
I know women are writing to him while he's sitting in jail, which is
that's something. Well, the biggest thing is still that lawyer, that Ann Taylor, taking over as public defender. That's that, and I mean, there's a couple things, but nothing major has been coming out.
It's going to be a while because of all the gag orders that are in place for
right
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's come out now. It says here, Ann Taylor, the Kootenai County Public Defender, has represented the families of at least 2 of Kohberger's alleged victims in the November 13th home invasion ambush attack that unalived the 4 university students. So we do know that one was Xana's mom, and the other one is Maggie's father. So Taylor withdrew from an active case against Kernodle's mother almost a week after she'd been assigned to defendant Kohberger's following his arrest in Pennsylvania, where police and FBI took him into custody after a raid on his parents' home in the Poconos. Taylor previously represented Mogan's dad, Benjamin Mogan, on multiple drug charges in the 2020 records. Mogan's stepmom, Corey Hatrock, had Taylor represent her on those type of charges last year. Taylor was previously replaced on that case, records show. Oh, what's this? Idaho rules. Have you seen this?
Rules of professional conduct.
Yeah.
I started reading it. And I was like, no, I can't.
Okay.
My time's better used elsewhere.
Oh, right. Well, I've downloaded it anyways, I guess. Lade County Magistrate Judge Megan Marshall has limited attorneys, investigators, and other parties close to the Kohberger case from discussing it. However, her gag order is limited to specific aspects of the case. So that's her there. Especially after Kara Knodel claimed in a television interview that she had been blindsided by Taylor's withdrawal from her case. You have to let your clients know what's going on, even if they are not fans of it, she said. And this woman appears to know what's going on. Bless her heart, she doesn't look like she's doing well across the board. So it says, Xana Kernodle's mom says lawyer betrayed her to defend Bryan Kohberger. Attorneys are tasked with making their own determinations of potential conflicts of interest, she said, and will typically turn down a new client if they have pre-existing relationships that prevent a conflict. However, she noted Kootenai and Latah County are rural areas where there are few attorneys qualified to take such high-profile unaliving penalty cases. Oh, sorry, my tongue is starting to stick to the top of my little mouth. So, it's not normal, but again, this case isn't normal, she said. It is a much smaller jurisdiction where there may not have been the resources and have somebody that is qualified to deal with the magnitude of this case. So there's still a lot of conflicting opinions on to whether or not she should have taken this case. I guess ultimately, if the case is not thrown out because of some kind of conflict, it doesn't much matter to her. I mean, I don't know. I've got my own opinion. I feel bad for her previous clients. But if she's the only one that's able to do this, then there is an understanding that that is the way it has to be. So I don't know enough about that to, I don't know enough about, I'll say, U.S. law that I can really make a judgment call on that.
It's boring to read. Like, try that thing that you downloaded. I got like 2 pages in. I was like, no.
Seriously.
It's like not for me.
Yeah. I'm not much into dry.
That's exactly what it is. It's just this very technical, dry. Yeah.
That type. I remember when I was taking travel and tourism, some of the courses that a person had to take, and it was like, what? No. You're going to make me remember this stuff? So it says here that the FBI lost Bryan Kohberger for 7 alarming hours. So let's see what Dr. Phil has to say.
Chief on purpose, maybe.
It could be. I mean, it's almost as if, and we've seen this with other killers, it's their calling card. I got this. And especially if you think you're smarter than everybody else. And he had gloves. At least that's what's presumed, that he had gloves. He tried to cover himself, did something to dispose of the clothing, if in fact is the killer. Then, of course, this is something that it could have just been a calling card and left it there.
Wouldn't like a calling card signify that you have other calling cards that you've left behind? Like, how would they even use a calling card unless you've left calling cards?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know how they would decide what Yeah, so it says FBI surveillance team tasked with following University of Idaho suspect Bryan Kohberger as he drove across the country lost him almost as soon as he started his journey, according to an author penning a true crime book about the University of Idaho slayings. That might explain a couple things. Says the feds had planned to constantly have eyes on the troubled 28-year-old criminology student as he and his dad made the 3-day journey from Pullman, Washington, to their family home in Pennsylvania. But they lost the subject almost as soon as he pulled out of the parking lot of his graduate housing, just 10 miles from where... Right?
You had one job and you failed from the very start. What?
Right? Yeah. Absolutely. Boom.
You lost him pulling out of a parking spot?
Yes.
What?
So that meant that for several alarming hours or more, that the chief suspect in the quadruple unalivings that had shocked the nation had vanished. So, yeah, I love this picture. I love how there is like absolutely no concern on his face.
Well, I see like an abstract difference. Like his dad's a little bit more chill. I know he's got like a contorted face because he's looking in the sun. But look at Bryan's face.
I know.
Spilled the donuts trying to start the car.
It's hilarious. Like, look at him. I did nothing. I'm not worried at all.
I want to know when the FBI hopped back on board on this "we were involved the whole time" train. When did that happen?
Right?
Because they said that they were, and then like they came out and said that we had nothing to do with it. We, like, those stops, not us. Nope.
Not us. Nope.
Like, we didn't ask for that. And then now.
It meant that they lost sight of Kohberger, but also his white Hyundai, which had first suspect after racing away from the house. They had lost him even before the intense cross-country surveillance operation could get underway, complicating the hunt. Kohberger chose to take an indirect route one of his 67-year-old's dad, Michael, would tell a friend seemed to make little sense. For the FBI team attempting to follow, a mood of panic rapidly escalated into despair. Then they got lucky, reporting that investigators found their suspect again thanks to an automatic license plate reader that was picked up in Colorado. Well, he said authorities are keeping the precise details of the screw-up close to the vest. The Kohbergers were not found again before they were in Loma, Colorado, about 900 miles from where they set
But
out.
they just like try to say now, like, oh, they had plenty of time to get rid of evidence, and God knows where they would have gone, and like, there's license plate readers all up and down that area.
Yeah, 15 hours and 900 miles. Oh my God. And once back on the trail, the surveillance squad feared an even bigger disaster in Indiana when the Kohbergers were twice pulled over by local cops. Previous reports suggest the stops could have been at the behest of the feds, but Blum's sources maintained that it was unconnected and left the agents frustrated and angry. The possibilities were too dangerous, he wrote, of fears that the local cops would recognize the car from appeals and arrest the suspect too soon, or that he might be armed or flee arrest. Instead, the officers did not catch on and let the Kohbergers go, allowing the agents to finally follow them to the Pocono Mountains. Kohberger's dad had flown from their home to Washington in order to accompany his son on the lengthy car ride home for the holidays. He is not a suspect in any of the alleged crimes. So I still like, okay, Christmas time. You live a little bit from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just you jump on an airplane and you went to your parents. This guy, drove back and forth across the country on Christmas break twice? Like,
well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me though, because like I've done that. Like, I've taken that drive, and my dad would actually fly here and drive back with me.
Is it that many? Like, is it that far? Like,
oh, yeah, super far. And I mean, you have to think like the roads. Like, once you got, well, you've been on the roads. Driving them, like you actually get tired. Like, even if it's just like 1 hour, you're plenty rested. The road literally makes you tired.
Well, it definitely like staring at a computer screen today. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, if that doesn't surprise you, to me, I'm just thinking, why would he, through a Christmas break, not just like jump on a plane?
It is though. Yeah, jump on a plane because it's just easier trip and it's probably cheaper, to be honest. But what I do find weird from that is that he planned on coming back by himself.
Yes.
That's what I find weird, because even though my dad would do that, he would also do the same on the way back, or I had plans to maybe like a friend was going to travel back with me, just a chance, like.
Right.
I wasn't going to be alone on the drive back. Like.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess some would do it. I like my road trips, but I don't know if I would do it at that time of year. I don't know. I'm
going to type this out, but I asked the chat if they have ever seen like Emperor's New Groove, because there's, when you were talking about the FBI losing, and there's like a panic of 900 miles and I don't know what. I was thinking of Emperor's New Groove of like Cusco's carrying whatever her name is on his back, and they're doing like this weird little up and down thing on the hill with like, it's freaking hilarious. You would have to see it. But that's all I could think of is like the FBI, like just
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, entertainment.
Oh, that's a good question, Lifton. How do they know about signatures if he's not done it before? There's always that possibility, right? I don't buy it that he left the sheath on purpose. I don't think so either, Perry. I don't think that was intentional at all. Spilled the donuts trying to start the car. Just remember, we pay these people. Oh, my word. Yeah, true crime, rocket science.
Oh, can I play something? And you don't think we'll get struck, right?
I don't know. What is it?
It's just like a little clip of Emperor's New Groove.
If it's got sound, you might want to eliminate that.
So don't play it with volume. Got it.
No volume and just fast.
And fast.
Yeah, like don't do a long clip.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a. All right, I got it.
Okay. Upstream. Oh, let me put that.
This right here. Look. The FBI chasing
That's good.
You think he's tracking us?
Oh, good. Yeah.
That's exactly what I imagined all through Colorado.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can see that. Oh my goodness. Whack, whack, and keep the donuts, guys. Oh, yeah. Do a voiceover.
I'm not good at voiceovers.
Oh my God, too funny. Oh my. So I didn't have much with Bryan. They talk about how he was basically identified with his bushy eyebrows.
Dude. Oh my God.
Yeah. And the other kind of interesting thing is it has nothing to do with the case, but there was a frat member found dead in Washington State University. Just a young guy, 19 years old. Let me see here if there's anything that's
there's like some speculation. Well, that's one of the things actually the police were immediately said to the public was please do not speculate on this case. Just leave it. But a lot of his friends, I guess some of the people are coming out saying that they need to investigate the fraternity for hazing or whenever they do that Greek initiation thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're saying here that has been found unalived in a dorm room amid claims he suffered inhumane and cruel hazing. What the hell is wrong with people? I'm going to pop over there and we'll just take a look. He's just a young kid, as are they all. Okay, let's see what this is all about.
after a student at Washington State University was found dead inside his dorm room.
The 19-year-old was found Sunday afternoon, sparking several questions about what could have happened. Detectives in Pullman tell Fox 13's Franky Thompson they are working closely with the coroner's office to try to find those answers.
The Whitman County Coroner's Office identified the WSU student as 19-year-old Luke Morgan Tyler, and he is from right here in Western Washington. Today, I had a chance to hear some memories about the great student athlete he was with the Woodinville boys lacrosse team.
He strived for excellence both on the field and off the field.
From the lacrosse field to the classroom, Luke Morgan Tyler is remembered as someone who set goals and worked hard to achieve them.
The type of young man that was willing to go out of his way to help people, whether it was on his team, in the school, or within the community. Just an all-around great individual.
Pete Crowley coached Luke on the Woodinville boys lacrosse team for several years since he was in the 7th grade. The Whitman County Coroner's Office says the 19-year-old was found dead Sunday at Perham Hall on the Washington State University campus in Pullman, a shock to his former coach.
Grief originally, confusion, but most importantly, just remembering what a great young man and how friendly and how Luke always had a smile on his face and embraced people around him.
WSU Police Chief Gary Jenkins says there was no evidence found at the scene to indicate any foul play in Luke's death, but says the investigation is still underway. In a statement, Jenkins says it is premature to form any conclusion about what the cause and manner of death are. We are working with the Whitman County Coroner's Office to investigate the circumstances surrounding the student's death. Crowley says he remembers the last conversations he had before Luke went to college.
We would chat about kind of how his life was going around his part-time job and his academics. Of course, what he was looking to do at the next level in college and things of that sort, what he was looking to major in, and just kind of wishing him as well for his future.
Leaders at WSU say they recognize there are so many questions around Luke's death and say in a statement, there has been a significant amount of conjecture regarding the circumstances surrounding this incident and the actual cause of the student's passing. I would caution the public against speculation at this point in the investigation. The facts in this case are still being gathered. It could be several weeks before the coroner's office determines the cause and manner of death. We want to ensure that the investigation can proceed unimpeded. With grief and confusion, Crowley says he's trying to remember Luke at his best and what he learned from the young student athlete.
Let's just always be kind. Have a smile on your face. I think that's the best thing we can do as neighbors and brothers and sisters in our community to each other, is just treat each other with respect, have a smile on your face, and wish each other a great day.
The coach says he is going to miss Luke's positivity and energy. The Whitman County coroner tells me her office is going to continue working.
Wow. Okay, I just caught that. 3 missing men? Oh, good night, James. Thanks for being here, friend. I appreciate you. I really do. He's great, as is everyone. Hames. So yeah, this young man. So it looks like a hazing, they're thinking. So I don't know. We'll see what all comes out about this. I'm not getting... One thing about covering this case is I'm missing a lot.
Mm-hmm. But then also maybe not missing a whole bunch, because I don't think there's been a lot coming out.
Well, what about this?
Keaton got moved up.
Right.
What's going on with Leilani? Is she doing anything?
No, Leilani, nothing right now. But there's these 3 men. Who are they? I'm curious about. And I really feel bad about this kid and the hazing. That disturbs me.
Yeah. But that's...
Okay, thank you, Perry.
Greek life. I mean, it happens a lot with sororities that kind of...
It has for years. And, like, even when I was a kid, long time ago, You heard about this stuff, and you would think that eventually enough kids would die that it would stop. Stop.
Yeah.
You hear about this happening quite frequently, and it's like, what? Oh, they're rappers. You know, it just stuff down.
Yeah, I sent you like 2 links.
Oh, did you? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Isn't that something? Does it look?
It's interesting. I've been missing for like 10 days now. Like,
seriously,
it's not good.
Let's look. Oh, look. Missing peppers. Strange thing to. Okay, who do we want to? Let me see. I just want to find somebody that's. Let's look here. Let's check it out. Yeah, that's not something you say every day. 3 missing.
No.
Okay, is this? It's 2 seconds.
Figure out whether they made it to the venue or not. Armani Kelly's report and doesn't think she knows.
So missing person
we're just now finishing up.
Has been week. Kelly's a rapper. He January 21st to perform at Lounge 31. His fiance says he date was canceled. Then he stopped answering his phone.
Monday rolls around and we still heard nothing. All by myself, alone. Franky. I guess Franky disappeared. Right. Just trying to keep you guys entertained. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello. Okay. Hi, Penny.
Okay. Let me see if I get kicked out again.
Welcome. Welcome. Hi.
Hi, Neil. Okay.
The 3 guys were set to perform about 4 doors down from here. And Detroit police are actually still trying to figure out whether they made it to the venue or not. Armani Kelly's mom was the first to report her son missing. She came out here and put these flyers up, but she doesn't think she's going to find him alive.
I don't want to be Dateline and wait 20 years to find his body.
Armani Kelly's missing persons flyer sits in a pizza shop window in North Lansing.
This is our home. So that's why I came here. We did all these areas. We're just now finishing up.
Lori Kemp has been physically searching for her son since last week. Kelly's a rapper. He came to Detroit on January 21st to perform at Lounge 31. His fiance says he texted her to say it was canceled. Then he stopped answering his phone.
Monday rolls around and we still heard nothing. And that's when she went and filed the missing persons report. And then I drove 4 hours to pick her up and then 3 hours to Detroit.
Kemp was forced to file a police report in Oscoda because that's where she last saw her son. But after tracking his car, she realized it had moved 3 times in the city of Warren, ultimately found here at this condo complex by police.
I'm doing everything I possibly can. I'm out there hitting the roads, hitting the pavement. Where is the police department? They didn't do their job.
Kim feels like her cries were ignored until police agencies in multiple jurisdictions, including Detroit, realized 2 other men, Dante Wicker and Matoya Givens, were also missing, and they were reportedly riding with Kelly to the show.
The fact that the 3 of them are missing together is very concerning and very alarming for us.
Kemp thinks her son may have been set up by someone he met behind bars.
I'm angry because you did 8 years in prison and you didn't die, and now you come out and they kill you. He's dead. I don't care. I love that people are optimistic, and I love that they think there's hope. I know in my gut I'm the mother.
Do you have the same feeling as Lori that he is no longer alive?
Damn, that
I
was
can't
raw.
like that. I can and I do, but I will not believe it until I see proof.
Police are still looking for any information that may help them find these 3 men. So if you know anything, call 1-800-SPEAK UP. In Detroit, I'm Alex Bozargian for.
Isn't that something, eh? That's sad.
That, I mean, that's a good, like, interesting thing to talk about, because as a parent, you would know. Do you know? When you're a parent, do you know when something's up?
I think you always worry about your kids.
Yeah, I know, chickies.
You know, like, I don't know. I never want to know.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right. That sounds like a me answer. You're like, can you imagine? I'm like, nope.
No one. So, yeah, that was a long day. I'm tuckered tonight.
I'm brain dead from
get
a screen all.
Right. So I think I might cut this one a little bit short. I don't want to sleep in for tomorrow's court date. Bright and early again. I really hope that they don't pull another 8-hour without letting anybody break. Isn't that sad, Karen?
They must have given them, they had to have given them a break, right? Like a lunch. But like they also do like midday breaks between the breaks.
Well, they had 10-minute breaks all through the day.
That's not enough.
I'm sorry, Dandy.
That's not
Yeah,
enough.
I'm really, really sorry. So is my younger brother. It's yeah, I'm sorry.
I do wonder if maybe like Friday they'll give them like an early release thing.
Like, it's not worth it. It's not like a 9-to-5 job. Like,
yeah,
let these people, it's not the end of the case, it's the beginning. Like, no, you don't do this to them yet. They're going to be bagged. And I know how I was feeling today. I was like, my eyes were crossing, and I probably looked like Cheech.
It's so hard. Like it really is hard. And because this is like the informational part of it, and it starts getting kind of exciting once I was gonna say defense. The defense has their turn at their argument. But where did they leave off today? Like, so is the prosecutor gonna come back tomorrow and continue with this one, or is the defense coming up tomorrow?
Oh goodness.
I'd start.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think right now.
Remember.
Who was speaking?
Good night, Perry.
Have a great night, Perry. Thanks again for being here, friend.
Hope the sentry horn went off.
What the hell did that leave off? You see, I am tired.
Today was exhausting.
Yeah, a long one. So, guys, I guess maybe we're gonna call it for this evening. It wasn't a long one. Didn't get a lot of giggles in. I think we're all white.
Yeah, I'm Murdaugh out, man. I am so Murdaugh out.
the way it's going, I'm gonna still have another 3 weeks of this.
Yeah. That's gonna be tough. So like, yeah, me and you, we'll talk about it, but like, but it's gonna be, that's a lot, like doing 8-hour things all day.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm glad I updated my StreamYard before this even started, thank God. And I don't have to worry. Before I was only getting limited hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, no, this, if I'm doing this, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
So thanks so much, Lexi.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Get some rest. I need a nap. I need some sleep. And
yeah. Let's all sleep.
We'll get up and different other than Murdaugh.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got the Eagles to watch again tomorrow, and the gorilla, maybe the raccoon saloon. So we'll get little giggle breaks in between. Okay, everybody, have a great night, and thanks again.
Bye, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.